Hello students, coming back to the class that we are in partnership business, second form of organization. In that, in the last session we have finished various types of partners. Coming to the next concept, that is types of partnership or types of partnership firm. What kind of partnership forms are there generally? Which kind of form of partnership business we can see in outside, right? So partnership business are generally classified into two categories, right? Partnership firm or partnership business are generally classified into two types. One is on the classifications on the basis of duration. Second one, classification on the basis of liability, right? Duration means for which period the partnership business will be carried or will be commenced. Liability means on the basis of the partners has what kind of liabilities, right? So on the basis of durations it is classified. Even on the basis of liability also partnership business can be classified. Means if you see any one of the partnership business, they should be either any one basis, either on duration basis or maybe on liability, or some of the organization has mixture of that types of partnership also. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. The first one is classification on the basis of duration. Duration means period of time. Period of time. For which period the business is going to be carried, right? For which period the business will be continued on the basis of that business, partnership business classified. On this basis, we have two types. One is partnership at will. Second one is particular partnership, right? Which are the two on first basis. One is partnership at will. Second one is particular partnership. What is partnership at will? Partnership business. See, in this, the partners will commence the business with a mutual understanding and also with the common agreement. What does it mean here? Partnership at will means in this partnership, all the partners will come together, form a business organization with a general agreement. That means the consent of all the partners will be there and they specify their participations in that agreement. Right? With the consent of all the partners, they are going to start the business, and also consent of their partners if it leads to close the business. Such a business organization, partnership business, is called partnership at will. Means in that particular business, the consent or the will or wish of the partners are important to start, to carry the business, to take the decisions as well as to close the business, right? According to the will of the partner, if he carries all those things, even the commencement as well as the closing of business, and those business are called partnership at will. So here the name specifies at will. Will means willingness or wish, right? So according to the wills of the partners, according to the consent of the partners, if the business is started, right? Even however, after some period, if the same partner is wants to dissolve the business, close the business, they can easily close the business, like with the permissions as well as the consent of all the partners are very important. So no other point, no other agreement or no other act will restrict to close the business or maybe to commence the business or to carry the business also. Everything is according to the deed or everything is according to the agreement of the partners only, consent of the partners only, then called partnership at will. And as usual, they all have unlimited liability and contributing capital, and we can see any other type of partners in the partnership business or in this partnership business. Any other partners means there are 7 types of partners where all the partners can be seen in partnership business. There is no condition, there is no restrictions regarding to or with regard to partnership at will. Second one is particular partnership, because duration, that on the basis of duration only, here the duration business will be fixed or will be decided by the will of the partner only. Right? Initially, this is the duration to commence as well as to start the business. No, this kind of restrictions normally will not be fixed at the time of starting the business. This is according to the business will be carried or will be going here according to the wish of the business. Right? So duration of the business, the first step is over. Second one is particular partnership. Particular partnership means if any type of partnership business will be commenced or setting up with the completion of a specific project or particular project, that kind of business is called particular partnership. Right? So here the date of commencement as well as date of closing the business, right, end of that relationship of all the partners in partnership business, that is called end of partnership business or closing of partnership business. So opening as well as closing date of partnership business, right, closing of partnership business will be fixed initially before only, and for special or specific reason or purpose, if that business is commenced or set up, then called particular partnership. Example I can say, maybe for the construction of a road or any buildings or dams or any bridges, some of the organizations will be set up like partnership business with many partners, and after finishing that particular work, construction of building, bridges, dams, etc., and automatically that partnership business will be comes to an end. Right? Means here the date of closing the business as well as the time of finishing that project will be specified before only, means at the time of starting the business. This is called particular partnership. Here in between, before the completion of project and moreover before the date of that end period, that partners, if they go for ending of business or closing business, this type of chance will not be there in partnership or particular partnership business. Okay, so this is the second type of partnership. It is on the basis of duration. Right here we have no specific durations to commence as well as to close the business according to the will of the partner. Second one is, it is not according to the will or wish of the partners, it is according to how they made agreement regarding to the completion of one specific project. Right? So this is called particular project. And moreover, in this second type of partnership business, the partners will commence the business, set up the business only for that reason, and automatically once that finishes the work and partnership business will be exhausted, means dissolved. Okay, second one. I hope you understand both the types under the duration basis of duration, and the second one is classification on the basis of liability. Before going to this, let me clear one thing. While explaining features of partnership business, I have told you all the partners has unlimited liability as well as the joint as well as unlimited liability. Means if you are the real part of the business or any part of the business concern, your liability is not only to the extent of your capital contribution, and also it across like personal properties of that particular partner. It means unlimited liability or joint liability, right? But Indian Partnership Act of 1932 also gives some provisions to have limited as well as the unlimited liability. Means a partner can be having limited liability over the business or in the partnership business. That must be specified in the agreement of the partnership business, because it should not lead any or it should not mislead any other parties. Right? Because commonly we think all the partners has unlimited liability only, but according to provisions of Indian Partnership Act of 1932, some of the partners also can be bear here limited liability, but it has to be known to every people. It should be specified in the particular documents, means in all the documents. We'll see what kind of options we have for the partners. Such kind of partnership business are classified on the basis of liability. Right? On the basis of liability, again we have two types of partnership. One is general liability partnership. Second one is limited liability partnership. Right? First one is general liability partnership. What is called general liability partnership? In general liability partnership, all the partners has unlimited liability or joint liability. For example, if A, B, C, D, E, F and G, these 7 people are the partners of the business. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they are the partners and if they form business under general liability partnership, what kind of liability they have? Means all A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the partners has unlimited liability as well as joint liability. If any kind of risk or problems or for any other external debts or any other outside liability, all the partners are equally or proportionately they are liable for all kind of external duties, right? Even though if the capital of these 7 people, if it is not enough, your personal property of all A, B, C, D, E, F, G will be used to pay that external debt as well as the liability. So this kind of partnership business is called general liability partnership, and normally in India we can see maximum 90% of all partnership business is created as well as commenced under general liability partnership only. And one more thing I can add to this. If you want to set this kind of partnership business, normally registration of this partnership business is not mandatory or not compulsory, optional, right? You can be registered or you cannot be registered, right? Maybe or may not be registered because all the partners has unlimited liability as well as the joint liability. Their liability is not only to the extent of their capital contribution, it also beyond of it. For that reason, registration of this type of partnership business is not compulsory in India. It is an optional, right? Optional to the business. This is called general liability partnership. And next one is limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership means, according to this, out of various partners, any one or maybe some of the partners can be having limited liability, but condition is minimum one partner should bear unlimited liability, right? I think it is connected to the main feature of partnership business, that is unlimited liability. Partners in partnership business, partners has unlimited liability that should not be violated, correct? So that is why in limited liability partnership, any partner may be having limited liability, or except one, all the partners also can be having limited liability, but according to the deed or according to Act 1932, minimum one person should have unlimited liability. Means, for example, A, D and G may be having unlimited liability, and rest of the people B, C and E, F may be having unlimited liability, or maybe A only having unlimited liability, B, C, D, E and F, G will be having limited liability. So this is the conditions or this is the provisions under limited liability partnership, correct? And one more thing is, registration of this form of organization, partnership business, is compulsory, because some way a bit it violates the rule or provisions of Indian Partnership Act of 1932 according to the main feature, liability feature. For that reason, registration of this form of organization is compulsory in India. They have to get registration from the register of firms, right? So these are the 4 types. Generally we have only 2, but if we explain separately, if we take separately, we have 4 types of partnership business. I repeat, one is on the basis of duration, that is partnership at will, particular partnership. Second one is classification on the basis of liability, that is general liability partnership and particular liability partnership. These are the various types of partnership business in India. Let us go for the next concept. that is partnership deed, right? Before explaining that partnership business meaning only, I have explained you that partnership business, the partners must go for the agreement, correct? That agreement means the contract between the partners. If there is no contract or agreement, then no chance of carrying the business or commencing the activities, right? It will be the problem here for all the partners in the coming years or next in the future. So for that reason, according to Indian Partnership Act of 1932, all partnership business made an agreement. But the thing is that agreement can be oral or be written, right? Oral means like by ಮಾತಲ್ಲೇ agreement and a contract and a ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು ಅವರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ written agreement ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. Written agreement means they have to write or specify all the things in the sheet of paper. It's called written agreement. I think you all know that in partnership business, like various behavior people are come together, attitude people are come together and commencing the activities and carrying the business, right? So rather than taking decisions or maybe following some act or anything, understanding between the people is very important. Peoples are very important in partnership business, right? I think to make it all clear and to take proper decisions in all the activities of the partnership business, it is better to maintain agreement in the form of written. Correct? We have no condition that every partnership business maintain written agreement only, but it is very important as well as necessary to maintain written agreement compared to option of oral agreement, because oral agreement ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ನಮಗೆ legal support ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ and it can be changed, right? When time goes, even behavior or the attitude of the people also will be changed, right? I think change ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಮರ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. For that reason, normally ಎಲ್ಲ business ನವರು written agreement ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, right? So ಆ written agreement ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ partnership deed ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ, right? Whatever the written agreement is made between the partners of the partnership business, in business it is termed as partnership deed, correct? So it is better, we suggest it is better to go with the written agreement only for all the partnership business. So that is called partnership deed. So we'll see what is exactly the meaning of partnership deed. Partnership deed is the written agreement, or I can say written document. What is that? Written document which specifies or which contains, which specifies means which says, which contains the terms and conditions of the whole partnership, right? And signed by all the partners. Of course it has to be signed by all the partners and duly stamped according to Stamp Act. So this is the exact meaning of partnership deed. I repeat, partnership deed is a written document or agreement which specifies or which contains the terms and conditions. Terms and conditions means do's and don'ts, rules and regulations, right? The various aspects, all the aspects of the partnership business, if it is specified in any written document or agreement, and if it is signed by all the partners, a documentally ಎಲ್ಲ partners sign ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾಂಪ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದುಂಟು, ಸ್ಟಾಂಪ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆ ಶೀಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸ್ಟಾಂಪ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೀಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಶೀಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾವು ಡೀಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೀಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಗೆ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಡ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ಹೋಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಗವರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುವುದು, ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಆಗುವುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡೀಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ, right? So that is why in partnership business the role importantly played is called partnership deed only. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ partnership deed ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, who and all the terms and conditions, ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ನಾನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. Actually n number of terms and conditions that left to the partners only. Anything can be added in the partnership deed, right? Whatever the things you are required to add, whatever the things you want to specify there, and everything can be neatly present in the partnership deed. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಂಥದ್ದೇ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತದ್ದೇ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುವುದನ್ನ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೀಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಲಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಸಮ್. There are many partnership deed terms and conditions. They all are called contents of partnership deed. Means what it all will write in the partnership deed. So number one is name of the firm. Of course, that every document or every sheet of partnership form should be start with the name of the firm only. So this partnership deed also must contain the name of the partnership firm. That every business should be carry one name. Right, should be started with the name only, specified name only. It is normally at the time of registration or normally at the time of making agreement with the other party or with the supplier, clients, if you want to transact. I think the name of the business will be used. So that is why name of the firm should be contained in the partnership deed. Name and addresses of the partners. Right, there are many partners. There may be from that many area, maybe many state or districts or maybe country also. Correct. So their particular name as well as their address. So permanent address has to be written in partnership deed. Actually, some of the things are compulsory to be written, and some of the things may not be written. That is according to the partners only, the consent of the partners only. Right. The contents of the partnership deed from one business to another business can be altered, varied. This is that's the second one is name and addresses of the partners, and third one is nature and the location of the business. What kind of partnership business you are carrying here? Nature of business means what is your line of business. So nature of business means what kind of or what line of business you are carrying. It may be tourism or transportation or banking or insurance or any trading business or hospital. So these are the various lines of business you may carry in partnership business. They all are called nature of business, and location of business means where your business is situated. That is exactly called registered place of the business. It has to be mentioned in the partnership deed. Next is duration of business. As I told, some of the partnership business will be commenced as well as closed for the specific period of time only. Means with a specified period of time only it will be set up. Correct. So that is why what is the duration, the time period of your business? It has to be mentioned if it is that kind of duration business, right? Particular partnership business. For general partnership business, the duration cannot be mentioned in the partnership date. Next is investment made by each partner. Investment made by each partner means the capital contribution of the each partner, right? So what amount of capital contributed by, if there are 20 partners, and each partner how much the amount of money contributed as capital to the business concern, that has to be mentioned. I think it is compulsory. Next is the distribution of profits as well as the losses, right? So as I told in the beginning, if they started partnership business, that no conditions they share profit as well as losses equal, right? The amount of profit as well as losses taken by the partners, like one to one, it may be different, or unequal amount of profit or loss can be shared, right? What is exactly the amount of profit goes to each partner every year? That ratios, that proportion has to be mentioned in the partnership deed. Next is duties and obligation of the partners, right? There are many partners. What are the duties as well as the responsibilities of each partner? It should be maintained as well as contained in the partnership deed. And normally the duties and responsibilities of one partner to another partner is varied, right? Because if it is active partner, he may be having some other duties and responsibilities. If you are a secret partner, you may be having another kind of duties and responsibility. Or if you are just a sleeping partner, I think duties and responsibilities of some duties and responsibilities may not be there for such partner. Correct. So that is why partner to problem responsibilities also here changes. That specifically or particularly has to be mentioned in the partnership deed. That is called the duties and responsibilities of the obligations of the partners and terms of admission, retirement as well as the expansion of the business, right? So normally according to the partnership act only, that after commence the business or during the life of the business, you have a chance of or option of adding another person as a partner also, or some of the partners may disconnect their relationship with the business, that is called retirement. Or maybe sometimes you may go for expanding your business, increasing the nature of business or line of the business only. Right? During these situations, what kind of procedures need to be followed by the business or each partner? It is also should be mentioned in the partnership deed. Next is procedure for dissolution of firm. Procedure for dissolution of firm means when or if you are going to close your business, what kind of procedure, whether it is through government or the court or with the consent of the partners or with the consent of the register of firms, or what kind of liabilities has to be paid at the time of dissolutions. They all are called the dissolution, the procedure of dissolution of firm. What exactly the steps followed during the time of closing of your business also should be mentioned. I think you can imagine here how that partnership deed is important, right? We have no intention of closing our business, but still, if we are going to close the business, how it can be closed? That thing also has to be mentioned in the partnership deed. Next is method of solving the disputes. Right, as we discussed in the demerit of partnership business, there is a chance of arising disputes between the partners, means conflicts between the partners also. That how it can be, who has to be solved that, right? So and how it can be solved. So these things also mentioned in the partnership deed. Next is interest on capital, interest on drawings, salaries and commissions, right? Duration of the business, so all those things. Some of the partners also can be taken salary as well as commissions for his work in the business, and interest on their capital, or if they made a drawings from the business, like whether the interest on drawings is charged and what kind of interest, what is the procedure steps for giving loan to the business, right? What is the amount of interest on loan is here paid by the business to the partners? So all those things, many things are there in partnership business. They all are called terms and conditions of the business, and it has to be mentioned properly and neatly in the particular document. That document is called partnership deed. I think for all the partnership business to carry that activities smoother way, the only document which stands or which governs all the terms and conditions called partnership deed only. Okay, so this is about partnership deed. Next is about registration of partnership firm. You all know that according to Indian Partnership Act of 1932, registration of partnership business in India is not compulsory. It is an optional process to the business. Right? They can be go for the registration, or it is not compulsory to go for the registration. Right? But the thing is, we have to discuss what is registration of firm, what is actually the procedure for the registration, and what are the benefits we can enjoy here if we go for the registration. Alright, so we discuss all those things in this session. So registration of partnership firm means entering the firm's name and other prescribed relevant information in the register of firms by the register of firms. Right? So normally in every district we have one association, we have one corporate body or institution is called Register of Firms. Right? This is the government body. It's called usually we say registration office. Right? So in every district related to partnership business, we have one corporate body or association is called Register of Firms. right? Register of firms. So we are supposed to go there, and what we have to do, and what are the procedures to be followed here? What is exactly called registration? Enter in the firm's name, right? So we have already given names and address as well as complete information to our business, and entering the same, the name, addresses as well as prescribed relevant informations in the register of firms. That register of firms will maintain one book. That book is called register of firms, right? Register of firms is one of the corporate body, one of the office, government office. They maintain one book is called register of firms. In this register of firm, in this book, they will enter all the partnership business which they are gone for the registration, right? So entering our business name as well as other relevant informations in this book called register of firm, which normally done by the registrar of firm called registration of partnership firm, right? So entering or registering our business name as well as relevant informations in the register book, and which followed or maintained by the registered of firm is called registration of partnership firm. And next we'll go for the consequences. Consequences means if we have not registered our firm in register of firms, then what are the consequences we need to face or we will face? Consequences means I can say what are the losses, what are the problems we may face if your business is non-registered, right? So I think if your business is not registered with that register of firms, the business cannot be sued or complaint against any outside parties, right? It means ನಿಮ್ಮ business ಅನ್ನೋದು registration ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸನ್ನು ಹಾಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಲ್ಲೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, right? One consequence. So the first consequence. The second consequence is any of the partner cannot be sued or complaint or case against the business also. Means ಯಾವುದೇ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಸಹ ತನ್ನ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಸನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. Or the business also cannot be sued or complaint or case against the partner of the business. Even the whole business also partner ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸನ್ನು ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, right? This is the third consequence. Even outside party also cannot be sued or complaint. ಕೇಸನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, right? Or any other partner like on another partner also cannot be sued or complaint, right? So these are the major means legally ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಏನಾದರೂ ನೀವು ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲೀಗಲಿ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಫರ್ಮಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, right? If you get registration in register of firm means if you have entered your name of the business as well as other relevant informations in the register of firms by the register of firms, then only you can file, means your business, your partners or outside parties can file complaint or sue complaint against any parties, and legally it can be ಲೀಗಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ that all 99.99% of all the partnership business will go for the registration normally in India. Next we'll see the last concept. This is under partnership business procedure for the registration. What are the steps will be followed to get the registration? Or for the registration we have 3 steps. One is filling of application and submitting same to register of firm. Second one is payment of registration fees to the office, and third one is getting of registration certificate. So these 3 are the common procedures normally followed in registration of partnership firm. What is that? First one is filling of an application and submitting same to the registrar form. So while filling the application, it's supported by various documents also, normally name of the business or with address and various things about the information of the partners, location of the business, registered place of the business, duration of the business, capital contribution, right? So these all those things should be attached with the application form of the registration, right? And it has to be submitted with the second point, that is payment of registration fees. Some of the amount we need to pay, that is as registration fees to the office, that is your second step. And third one is after verifying all the documents as well as your application form, that registered form, if they get satisfaction, then they will give you or issue registration certificate. So receiving the application. So these are the three procedures normally followed in case of registration of partnership form. Okay, this is about registration of partnership form. By this, I'm going to end this session. I can say we have finished all the things of partnership business, right? So meaning of partnership business, features, merits, demerits, types of partners, types of partnership business, partnership deed and their contents, under partnership, registration of partnership form, meaning, consequence as well as the procedure. These many concepts we have discussed in second form of business organization, that was about partnership business. So this is the end of today's session, and we'll meet in the next session with the third form of organization, that is joint Hindu family business, right? Joint Hindu undivided family business. So thank you, students.